am a huge advocate for working from home, working remote, and honestly, that is the main thing I try to showcase on my channel is remote work, side hustles, anything that you can do from your home to make it as easy as possible for anyone to start a side hustle or start a part-time job or a full-time job, all remote. However, there are a lot of things that are some disadvantages to working remote, and honestly, working remote is not for every single person. I love working remote. However, there's a lot of things I didn't know, and there's just a lot more that no one else is talking about, especially on YouTube. And I just really wanted to have a transparent and honest conversation with you about some disadvantages I see from working remotely. I do want to encourage you to have a conversation down with me below, whether it's during this video or after this video, just about your thoughts. If you have worked remotely, what are some disadvantages you have experienced, and also just your opinion about some of the topics on this list. So let's get into it. My disadvantages to working remote. Woo! Hi guys, my name is Theo. If you're new around here, I wanna welcome you to my channel, and I wanna encourage you to subscribe if you would like to join our side hustling family. We meet about every Monday and Thursday. But today we're getting into some disadvantages that I experience working remote, to have an honest conversation that it's not always roses and sunshine and fairy dust everywhere when working remote. And the first thing I experience is that it can be a little isolating. It can be a little lonely working remote. I started this journey working remote in 2017, but before that I did some freelance work, and then once I realized how valuable it was that I could live off of that, I did transition into a completely remote work where I did not leave my house. So I found that since I am extroverted, I just got lonely. I didn't have these spontaneous conversations that I used to have with my colleagues when I did work in an office. I also miss just going to happy hour after work, or just grabbing a drink with a coworker, or just having connections with people. You definitely feel a lot closer to people when you see them every day than when it's through a computer or just through email. If you're an introvert, this might be a fantastic thing to work remote. You don't got to deal with people. You don't got the drama. You don't have anything. But if you're remotely extrovert, this could be something that really affects you, that you just don't have human to human contact. For me, my ideal work situation would be a hybrid of remote and office. So what I would love to have a job that allows me to go to the office maybe 3 days a week and be home 2 days a week, or vice versa. Or maybe home 80% of the time, but sometimes you have to go to the office for meetings and bonding sessions with your coworkers, getting to know each other, doing presentations, things like this. My second kind of disadvantage to working remote is that it can sometimes be very distracting. Obviously, this depends on the person, but I know a lot of stay-at-home mothers, they love the whole idea of being able to work and be a mother at the same time. But I don't think people realize how distracting that is, and how much you can really just get nothing done when you have a little one that you're trying to take care of. You have your animals that need a lot of attention or whatever. You can go down a list of things that distract you in your home. And that's just something a lot of people don't think about until they do the remote and it doesn't work out for them. I know personally, I always think, oh, I'm just gonna run to the post office real quick, or I'm gonna go run somewhere and do this one thing, and it takes like 3 to 4 hours, and you just lost your entire day because you just think, you can do that. Whereas like if you're in the office, you obviously aren't gonna do that or can't do that. My third disadvantage is sometimes you work just way too much when you work remotely. I know personally, a lot of it just spews into your normal personal life and your work life because you work from home, and sometimes it's really hard to cut the two, especially when they're emailing you constantly, or if you're in a job where they text or call you. It can sometimes be very hard to cut that off because you want to be answering clients and you want to make sure they're happy and getting what they need done. Whereas like at 5 o'clock in the office, once I walk out the door, I don't think about anything. Everything's on the computer, on their computer. It doesn't matter. But when you work remote, all of that is usually your personal computer, unless you work for a company that provides equipment. If you are interested in companies that provide equipment to their employees, you should check out this video because I did one about that. However, you can fall into a bad habit of just working way too much and going over your 40 hours a week if you are full-time. My fourth disadvantage is the lack of motivation, and also how easy it can be to fall into this mood of being lazy. So your home is your abode. It's somewhere that is supposed to be relaxing. Once you get home, you put your feet up, you watch TV, you just have some dinner, whatever. It's relaxing. you don't think about work. However, not anymore when you work remote. So a lot of times, you roll out of bed and trying to motivate yourself to work can sometimes be really hard. Whereas no matter how you go to work, how lazy you are, just the act of getting up, rolling out of bed, getting in your car in the middle of winter and freezing, going to work wakes you up a little bit, to motivate you like, okay, this is work, this is my workspace, it's time to go. Whereas sometimes when you're at home at work, still in your pajamas, it can be kind of hard to motivate yourself to be productive. My fifth disadvantage is sitting all day and not able to move your body as much. When you're working in an office, obviously you get up, you take a car, you walk outside, you walk into the office, you're walking around from place to place in your office. But when you're at home, you're more confined to a lot smaller space, unless you live in a mansion, and you don't move from place to place as much, and you're just really just in your house. I know one year, when I was in Madrid still, and it was cold and it was winter, I remember not leaving my house for like 3 whole days because it was cold. I had everything inside my house that I needed to survive or whatever. So I remember that being like, this is not healthy at all. Like, I need to be able to leave my house. Whereas just having a job, you do that. You go outside, you meet people, you might go stop to somewhere on the way. But when you work from home, I might not need to gas up every single week. I might not need to get groceries right now because I have some, whatever, etc. So that's, for me, is a big disadvantage of just sitting all the time. Like, you're sitting at work and then you're sitting with your partner or roommate or family member. You're sitting for dinner, you just sit. So now I have a standing desk in my office. I'm not working remote currently for half of what I do. So having a standing desk is really gonna mitigate just sitting on your butt all day and honestly getting a flat butt. Like, who likes flat butts? Like, is that in style now? I still don't think that is in style. My sixth way is technical difficulties. So there are companies that supply you with the equipment you need to work from home, but most companies honestly are not gonna do that for you. You're gonna have to have your own computer, your own equipment, and sometimes crap breaks and you don't know why, you don't know what's going on. If you're not tech savvy person like myself, like I'm a millennial, so I know basic stuff, but not super tech savvy at all. And when you work in an office, you have tech support, you can ask somebody, but when you're at home, you're on your own. There's no one really to help you unless your company has a tech support team, but sometimes it's just like technology. There's no rhyme or reason why something's not working. It's just not working. There's nothing you can do, and it's super frustrating and annoying, and there's just nothing you can do. And obviously this can happen when you work at an office as well. However, when you're working remote, you're just alone and you have to figure it out on your own, and it just can be super frustrating. It's something that you plan to take 20 minutes might take you 3 hours and just throw off your whole schedule for the rest of the day. There's many other disadvantages about working from home, but I do think the positive way outweighs the negative. I might do a positive video, but I think most people know what the positives are working remote, family time and being more flexible, etc. However, if you're interested, let me know. I would love to, talk to you about what are some positives to working remote. And I really just wanted to do this video because I feel like a lot of people contact me about doing work from home jobs, but maybe not many people know that it's not necessarily for everybody, and there are a lot of disadvantages that people just don't really talk about. So those are my disadvantages. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment down below, have a conversation with me about some things that you find are disadvantages. I would love to talk to you about it, especially as someone who does work remotely, sometimes for half of my jobs. Anyways, long story, but feel free to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.